Hi, my name is Lai T. Kenny. My candidate number is 0062, and my school is West Island School. The extract I have selected is from Act 3, Scene 3 of Othello. During this scene, Desdemona has been begging Othello about giving Cassio his job back. However, Othello rejected it and asked her to leave. After Desdemona left, Othello saw Cassio leave in a hurried manner. Othello asks Iago why did Cassio leave so abruptly, and Iago says that he is suspicious about they having an affair. Afterwards, Iago starts initiating his plans through the use of lies to make Othello jealous. In this IOC, I will be first talking about the character of Iago, then moving on to talk about the theme of jealousy in this extract, and lastly talking about the relationship of Iago and Othello. On to my first point. As we know from previous scenes that Iago can speak in both prose and blank verses. This is to show his dual characteristics of being a Machiavellian character, as well as his ability to have a dual personality. He speaks to Othello in blank verse because he is of a higher status than Iago himself. He often talks in prose behind Othello's back, saying how much he hates him and compares him to a crude and inferior person, as he is often referred to the Moor during the play. Dual personality can be seen through the quote, "is the immediate jewel of their souls." The use of a metaphor is to compare Othello's reputation to a jewel, and is contradicting to what he says in the previous scenes, where he says reputation is not important. He also says, "Who steals my purse steals trash." This metaphor emphasizes his Machiavellian character, as he often says to Rodrigo that he wants the money off him, but now he is saying that money is like trash and is completely useless to Othello. Another example of this appeared when he later exploits the characteristics of Desdemona. This is seen through the quote, "To say my wife is fair, feeds well, loves company, is free of speech, sings, plays, and dances well." This quote also shows that Iago will later on the play use these characteristics of Desdemona in order to make Othello jealous about Desdemona and her affairs with Cassio, and also that he must have proof before he can say that Desdemona is actually lying all the time. The quote, "You cannot, if my heart were in your hand, nor not whilst 'tis in my custody." The use of the quote suggests that Iago can switch his personality very quickly. This also shows the duality of his personality, as he first talks to Othello in a well-mannered way and a obedient way, but then now Iago says that he will destroy Othello's reputation. Next, I will now talk about the theme of jealousy. The theme of jealousy is repeated in many different parts of this extract. I think this quote fully shows how Othello is insecure as he keeps on reassuring himself. With fresh suspicion, no. And then says, as well as she had eyes, she chose me. No, Iago. The use of no in this scenario emphasizes he starts to have doubts about Desdemona cheating on him. Also, the personification of the word jealousy to a green-eyed monster suggests that jealousy would be the thing that makes him paranoid, and at the end, marking the end of his life. In addition, the use of who dotes, yet doubts, suspects, yet strongly loves her. The use of the commas in this reflects how, during Victorian times, many women cheat on their husbands for more sexual appetite. This truly reflects on the jealousy that will later affect Othello when he sees the proof of his handkerchief at Cassio's chamber in the latter scenes. Lastly, I would like to talk about the relationship between Iago and Othello. After he did not get promoted, he was always thinking about taking his revenge. However, Iago uses his Machiavellian characteristics to first destroy Othello by making him paranoid and jealous about the affair, then getting rid of Cassio as well. This can be seen through the use of the quote, "Poor and content is rich, and rich enough, but rich's finest is as poor as winter." The use of imagery here shows how their relationship as a general and lieutenant will eventually become a relationship of who can have a better control over each other. The use of winter and riches show the battle of how they can take advantage over each other, as winter may be a motif of the coldness and the bad intentions of Iago. And the use of riches show the experience that Othello has in the army as being the general for many years. This then also shows the relationship of Iago and Othello, turning from being a loyal servant of Othello's army into becoming one of his enemies. Not only does Iago make Othello more doubtful about Desdemona, he also seems like he is becoming more trusting of Iago. This then makes his plan successful. He then later makes Othello kill Desdemona as he finds out that she was actually cheating on him through Iago seeing Cassio with Othello's handkerchief. To conclude, in this extract, there are three important things that I have selected. The first one is to emphasize the character of Iago is often depicted through his dual personality and the Machiavellian characteristics. The theme of jealousy and how it makes Othello in doubt about how Desdemona may be cheating on him, as well as the relationship of Othello and Iago will continue to worsen as the play continues.